There's such a gentleness to the space and the container that the bowl set for us for this journey. Welcome, beautiful ones. There we go. Just waiting for that to kind of ground out a little bit more. Yeah, so welcome and thank you for coming together again this month to receive the messages and the sounds and the information that comes in through the drawing to help you navigate the energies of this time. These sessions are relevant no matter when you take them, so it's through space and time, and you can drop in at any moment and receive what you need from this journey that you're taking today. So welcome and thank you for being here and answering the call to your heart and showing up for yourself today. Yeah, so the theme that's coming in right now is that of forgiveness, and I'm going to be diving a little bit deeper with that exploration of self-forgiveness as an avenue towards freedom in this month's sonic acupuncture session. These monthly sessions that I offer are by donation, and they benefit my nonprofit, Double the Love Foundation, which helps me support and offer holistic, sonic, and holistic care for those in need. And it's a wonderful entity that really helps me be there for people that might not be able to receive this work otherwise. So do be there. Your light and your presence and your contribution benefits others as well. And this exploration is really about those places that we've held on to, these areas of guilt, of resentment, of betrayal, in ways that we betrayed ourselves, you know, and we've kind of compromised our own integrity, and how that energy, especially the energies of guilt and resentment, how insidious they are, and really the word destroying is coming up. The way it destroys our vibrational health, it destroys our health, our bodies, our minds, and the way it eats away at us. And guilt and resentment eat away at us in different ways. They do have different, differences to their frequencies, but it's like, it's definitely, if you carry this within yourself, it might possibly be a core wound that you have. It could be coming from this lifetime or other lifetimes. And, in my experience, tapping into some of these vibrations of guilt, it's almost like a slow death. It's so slow. It's like that. You're just hurting yourself. It's like the story of anger, and it's the poison that you drink and the other person's not affected by. It's the same thing with these toxic emotions. They're really detrimental to your emotional well-being, your physical well-being. And, we're not going to resolve all of it in one session, of course, but you're definitely going to find some space in there for yourself, and maybe come in contact with parts of you that are still holding on to these feelings that are keeping you from living a life of freedom and harmony and ease and joy. And that's what we do every month. We get together to find places that are blocking you from feeling free, how that freedom feels for you, and to get that energy moving again so you can restore your vitality and your light and access the gifts that you have to shine in the world and offer others. And it's a beautiful experience, and I invite you to join us. And so that information will be in the description. And today I'm feeling called, I was trying to tune in to see if I was going to do sound or a drawing. I feel like a drawing is at hand with maybe a couple of sounds just to kind of help harmonize some of the stuff that's going on. And yeah, so let me share my screen. Let's see what we have in store for us today. Or not. Oh, there we go. Okay, awesome. Awesome sauce. That's actually the name of one of my fosters. I picked up 2 foster puppies the other day. We already have 9 dogs, but yeah, they're litter mates. They're adorable. One is named Awesome Sauce. First it was awesome and amazing, and it kind of transformed into Amazing Grace and Awesome Sauce, and they are settling in beautifully. It's taken time for all of us to adjust to these new energies in the house, but it's a beautiful thing to be able to offer them safe haven until they find their most compatible soul families to bring their light to. So yes, awesome sauce. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we have going on. There's actually a lot of excitement, and not necessarily in a positive way. Excitement that can knock you off your center, that feels a bit untethered and ungrounded. And even excitement that is positive can still knock you off your center and feel ungrounded and untethered. But there's this feeling of energy building momentum. And that creates almost like it feels like an emptiness in the heart space. There's like a hollow feeling here, a feeling of low-grade panic, perhaps, or anxiety. It's an uncomfortable feeling. And this is preceding, like, what should I do? So there's this sense of not knowing what to do, how to care for yourself in this moment. What I'm seeing is you turn away from it. You turn away from it. It's not ignoring it, but it's just, I do this. The dogs seem to be kind of coming up a lot already. So, one of the things I learned with my 1-year-old puppy is, they're constantly seeking attention, and to turn away, cross your arms and act like a big tall tree. And then once they calm down and they have, exhibiting the behavior that you want, then you can re-engage. It's that kind of turning away. You turn away until it calms down. It's a way to, it's like, so you can regain your focus. It's not an ignoring, it's a regaining of your focus. It'll help you. When we see something, we can get hooked in so easily, right? If we're turning away, we're not as easily susceptible to the energy that's trying to grab our attention. Now, there's a lot of energies at play trying to grab your attention. There's a lot. And it's designed to get into your head, right? It's designed to confuse you. It's designed to throw you off center. It's this kind of drama that's not beneficial. And so you want to turn away. You don't want to partake in the drama. You want to keep your focus. So how can you keep your focus? How can you keep your focus? Imagine you're driving along the road and there's all this stuff happening on the side of the road, but you have to stay on the road. What do you do to keep your focus? If you slow down to stop, you can cause an accident behind you. You might hit someone else in front of you if they've slowed down to stop, okay? I think you're understanding what I'm saying here, okay? What can you do to maintain your focus? We live in a day and age which we're so easily distracted because we're so plugged into technology. Now, those of you who are old enough, like me, may remember what it's like before we had an online life. Okay, if you grew up in the 70s and 80s, you probably have that reference in your nervous system. What do you need to do to get back there? How can you cultivate an offline life throughout the day? How can you carve that out for yourself, even if it's for 10, 15 minutes, right? And connect with something that's not artificially technological. This is really key to your vibrational health and the way that your nervous system acts and behaves. So it's kind of like a diving board here. It's asking, what I'm seeing here, it's like it's asking you to take a leap of faith. There's a decision or something you have to make. You know it would help you, but you're scared to take it. It's like it's just take that leap of faith. You're invited to really step into trust here, deep trust that you will land. The next step will make itself apparent. Because what's the benefit of continuing on the way you have been? You know how that story goes. But when we're creating new versions of ourselves and new identities and we're expanding into that, there's kind of like this explosion of light that happens even on the atomic level, right? The electron cloud. And the electrons, when they jump from one realm to the next, there's light that's released. This is what's happening. We're expanding and we're releasing immense amount of energy. And it's the faith that is that energy that helps us. It's like connected to that light that gets released somehow. I lost the thread in the middle of the sentence. I was seeing it and I was like, oh, wow, this is really wild. So yeah, it's when we take that leap of faith, we're expand. It's like we increase our light quotient. So faith is a way for you. Trust is another way. Those are the kinds of frequencies that increase your light quotient, because it's beyond your thinking mind. It's beyond your intellect, and your intellect likes to keep you in your comfort zone. It likes to keep you safe and protected. It's doing what it can to take care of you, but it's not necessarily the best thing for you. So when you take that leap of faith, when you have trust, it drops you into the field of the heart instantaneously. Let's see if we can just access that state of trust for a moment, even if it's, micro trust. See if we can just feel into the possibility of trusting, of stepping beyond the edge, into that unknown. But when you know that something greater than you, that is you, is there to catch you, you have trust in that. Where can you feel that trust in the body? Yeah, just search for that feeling in the body of where trust resides. Even if it's small, that's still something. Don't disregard that. Then the work becomes clearing what's in the way of the trust. That's where the work is. The light work, that's where the light work is. There you go. Yeah, right? You feel it more in the heart. So let's just tune into the feeling and the frequency of faith, right? When you have faith, different energy. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. So it's also in the heart. I can feel and see and sense you tracking that for yourself. Okay, so that's wonderful. So that's where that expansion kind of comes in, with that trust. And with that trust is this surrendering and letting go. And, we'll be moving into fall soon, and that's the energy of letting go. So we're kind of starting to feel that invitation to do that now. fall is the energy of letting go what no longer serves. And when you're trusting, you're kind of letting go of a comfort zone that no longer serves, right? So there's this invitation to begin that process now. So there's a leap of faith here. And maybe the leap doesn't have to be so big. Maybe it's just a step. Maybe it's just a step. I prefer to take them as steps because that feels more manageable for me. So I still don't know where that next step is, but I do know the step before that. And I know the step before that, and that leads me to that step. Sometimes I just have to take that step, even if I don't know where I'm going to land. But I know that there will be something there, right? So there's this place where you have, are invited to build confidence up in that, just like walking. It's building up your spiritual legs almost, right? Your light body legs. So here's a celebration. It's like, yeah, it wasn't as difficult as I thought it would be. So it seems like maybe in the energy of this month, you do take that faith walk, you do surrender and trust, and you come out the other side feeling really good about yourself and celebrating that. So I'm celebrating you now for doing that for yourself. Yeah, there's a lot of courage, and courage is of the heart to break out of these comfort zones, to go beyond your edges. And I'm getting a sense of what we might do with the sound now. I'll get a little bit of both today. Sometimes I just do the drawings. Sometimes I just do the sound. So then after you've done that and you're celebrating yourself, there's kind of like this period afterwards that you think, oh, I'm just going to go up from here. But it doesn't feel that good after. It feels like a letdown, or almost. It's not like what you did isn't amazing and beautiful and expansive. It is. But now there's still like work to be done on maybe grieving the identity that you had. There's a feeling of loss coming in here. Or maybe you got there and it didn't seem like you expected it to be. Now, this is key because I speak about this often, and I see this often. I've seen this in my acupuncture practice. By the way, if you're new to me, I didn't really introduce myself. I'm 𝘠𝘰𝘷𝘦 𝘍𝘰𝘯𝘓, and I'm a licensed acupuncturist and sound healer and clairvoyant. So there you go. But in my acupuncture practice, I saw this very often. We have this expectation of how we should heal rather than how we are healing. And that, what it does is it clouds your vision. You're not seeing all the beautiful changes and miracles that are happening along the way because you expect it to be like this. But it's not. It's happening the way it's happening. So here is an invitation for you to embrace the unfolding of this experience. And if you're starting to feel lower in energy around that, then maybe your expectation is what's getting in the way from the full experience of it. It might not be complete in its unfolding. You've already only experienced the first step, right? Let's say you're taking that leap of faith and you land on the other side, and then you expect everything to be, and it can be. I don't want to diminish that or limit the possibility. It can be that. But for some people, it's like, okay, I'm here, and then there's a letdown. That's what it is. It's a letdown. Okay, so you did this, you feel great for like a hot second, and then you're let down again. What part of you is that? Who is let down there? Let's explore that, right? That's where the work is there. Okay, so you're starting to see all these, what this does is brings your awareness to these parts of yourself that are needing your love and asking for your attention and seeking integration, right? So the expectation, who's the one expecting it, right? That part of you has a lot to say, I'm sure. Okay, So we'll just pause here with the drawing. I'm going to go into the sounds a little bit. They're now talking to me, see what they have to say, but here's the complete drawing. There's something in there. I can't quite make it out yet, but if you see the image in there, feel free to let me know in the comments what you see in there. Sometimes I have to sit with them for a little bit longer, but it does look like a body to me laying on its back, and there's really no head, and the feet and the spine. Yeah, and the head is probably all that excitement energy there. Yeah, or it's curled around itself. But you can see what you see in there for yourself. There you go. Okay, let's just do a few sounds. Let's see what the sounds have to say. Yeah, so when I'm, all of that stuff trying to get your attention, it's like having, people, a lot of people on either side of your head talking to you constantly, and there's no space for you to have your own thoughts. So it's really key to begin to discern what's you, what's not you, and to begin to cultivate practices so you know what thoughts are yours. We're so easily affected by and subliminally programmed by what's going on in our world today, and they've really refined that to such an incredible degree that I don't even know, but it's been going on for decades and decades and decades. And so the more that you can turn your back away, right, get your focus back, somehow find ways to connect with yourself. So the only one that you hear in your head is you. Can you imagine what that would be like? Okay, there's a bit of a physical pattern here, so we'll set that up. And there's a heart pattern here, and that heart pattern can contribute to the anxiety that I was mentioning earlier. And there's a pattern of lack of self-belief and not being enough. And I clearly heard you're going to be just fine if you just take one step and put it in front of the other. There's no rush to get anywhere. That's taking you out of yourself. It's taking you out of the present moment. One step at a time. What do I need to do now? What do I need to do now? What do I need to do now? Okay. It's like the image of that clock where instead of 12, 1, 2, 3, every hour is marked by the word now. You are stronger than you believe yourself to be. You have everything you need to achieve your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. You have the ability and power to attract exactly what you need when you need it. You're doing it all the time. You're attracting exactly what you need all the time. It doesn't feel that way. What part of you is attracting the things that you don't want, right? Then again, this is where that light work is. Believe in yourself. You have what it takes. Again, the messages are repeating themselves. And then it's just like, you are love. Just came in so full. You are love. And so one of the ways that you can occupy yourself completely be fully embodied as a light being in a physical form, is by offering yourself love. We're not taught how to do these things. I had this beautiful session with a client the other day who was seeking connection, and we're not taught how to connect with ourselves. At least most of us aren't. I don't know anyone who has. If you have, very blessed. We're not taught how to love ourselves without feeling guilty, right? We're called selfish. So how do you occupy yourself fully? It's this beautiful combination and dance between giving yourself love, compassion, forgiving yourself. Actually, forgiveness is a little bit different. Forgiveness, I always say, it's like psychic sage, the way that it cleanses the field. So it's like tuning in and tapping into those really high frequencies of love, of compassion, of generosity, and also at the same time clearing what's in the way. So there's space for you to be here. And the more that you do that, the less porous you become, the less influenced you are by the outer energies. There's an awareness that, of your reflections and projections, that the world as a mirror, and then you can use that to your benefit. Oh, okay, this is coming up for me in relation to the outside world. This is where my light work is. So where is your light work today, dear one? And I hope that's given you some sense of how to navigate the energies of this upcoming month. Just stay focused, have faith, take that leap of faith, begin to cultivate trust, find time offline so you can connect and begin to hear yourself, feel yourself. Not hear the ruminations of your mind. When I say that, I'm not encouraging that at all. But hear your own thoughts that are arising from your heart. Your heart is the mind in Chinese medicine. So hearing your heart self speak, what does that say to you? And it might be a beautiful exploration to journal it with your heart, or the you that's already taken that step, and that version of you who's already there. You can dialogue with that version of you. There's so many ways that we can connect to that. So we covered a lot of information today. I hope you found some golden nuggets in there. Let me know what resonated with you today. And I hope to see you for this month's sonic acupuncture session. It's called I Forgive Myself. Yeah, it's going to be beautiful. We don't need to do anything really. It's an invitation to release this long-held pain, from this lifetime and others, so you can shine brightly and live your joy-filled purpose. Thank you for coming together with me to harmonize the nature of oneself, everyone. And I wish you magical blessings.